Alright, y'all. Today we're going to be reorganizing my bookshelf. It is currently in alphabetical order, and I like it, but I want it to be more in like genre, like sections. Because like right now it's like romance, then fantasy, and then classics, and then more fantasy, and then like young adult. And so I just want to change. I want it in a better order. I also have a ton of books on the floor. They need to find space on the already full shelf, so we're gonna have to figure that out as well. Yeah. The only thing that's not changing is the Sarah J. Maas shelf. I like how it looks. I think it looks good, and I want to display all her books together, and I think this is the best way to do it. So this will stay the same, but this, and up here is going to change as well. So for the categories of books, I have young adult fantasy, and then this giant stack right here is more young adult fantasy. These are my young adult fiction books. These are my adult fiction / romance books. Are my two nonfiction books that I have. I put these as all my historical fiction, and then my classics down there, and then my thrillers, and these are my adult fantasies, and then my dystopian book. Alright, so we're gonna start with the books that are kind of stacked on top of my bookshelf. I was really proud of myself because I got all my books on my bookshelf, and then I realized that, like, I don't know how many books this is, but they're just kind of stacked. At least 30. Yeah. Anyways, I took inspiration from Destiny Sidwell, who also just redid her bookshelves, and she stacked all the books that, like, she hasn't read on, like, the top. So I thought that was a great idea and a great way for me to, like, pull a book without like losing its spot on the shelf. So the first book on here is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. Then we have Thank You for Listening, Una Out of Order, Love in Other Words, Summer Romance, Mr. Fixer-Upper, Magnolia Parks, Icebreaker, The Only Purple House in Town, Crazy Rich Asians, Love and Color, and The Boyfriend Project. These are basically all more so adult romances. And then we have some more like fiction style books. So we have Normal People, The Kite Runner, The Bluest Eye, No Impact Man, Rock, Paper, Scissors, 13 Doorways and Wolves Behind Them All, The Virtue of Sin, The Librarian of Auschwitz, The House Across the Lake, The Paris Apartment, and then Tomorrow. So we have like 3 thrillers on here, and some like historical fictions, non-fiction, and then the rest are more so just like general fiction. And then over here is the most random assortment of books. So we start with Dance of Thieves, Kingdom of the Wicked, The Ballad of Never After, Once Upon a Broken Heart, Caraval, The Hotel Magnifique, They both die at the end. Better Than the Movies, Paper Towns, Words in Deep Blue, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, Little Women, and then Pride and Prejudice. So obviously we have two classics. Judy Blume is kind of like a more like modern day classic author, I would call her. I don't know if that's true or not, but and then just kind of like young adult romance books, and then we start with some young adult fantasy books up there as well. So that's the top of books that I have not read yet. So if y'all want to recommend books, these ones, and then there's a few others scattered throughout the shelves, but these are recommendations because I need to read the books that I already have. So please recommend something from here that you think was good. Now the next shelf, so I didn't mention up here, but there is like this little Cancer candle, because I'm a Cancer, for my zodiac sign. So I have a few knickknacks just like scattering the shelves, and then for knickknacks on this shelf I have an Epcot Paris with like a little Mickey taking a picture, and then this little sign that says life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. So I just thought they were cute. They don't really have any relevance to the shelf itself, but this shelf is more of my adult fiction, fantasy, romance, all of those books. I say adult, but also Divine Rivals is on here. I don't know if it has any sort of organization, but anyways, first we start with the Abby Jimenez books. So I have only read 2 of these. I still have not read Life's Too Short or Part of Your World, so these ones technically belong up here, but I forgot, so they're down here. And then we have the Emily Henry books. I do have a copy of Happy Place, but I think it's my mom's, so it's either upstairs or she lent it out to a friend. But right now I only have 4 of her books, and I actually have not read Beach Read, so again, Beach Read belongs up there, but they're staying with the same author. So, and then we have The Roughest Draft, A Novel Love Story, One Last Stop. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Love One Last Stop. The Bodyguard, and then Malibu Rising, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. And then Don't Want Me Like a Best Friend. And then when we go over to the stacked books, I'm going to start from the bottom. So we have Lessons in Chemistry, and then this is the Holiday Swap, so Christmas Romance. Okay. And then we have Ruthless Vows and Divine Rivals, and then Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and then Assistant to the Villain, and then we have The Night Circus and The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. These are some of like my favorite books of all time. I love The Night Circus so much, so highly recommend that. Alright, my camera's about to die, so we're gonna do this fast. Anyways, this is our Sarah J Maas shelf. This is the Thorn and Glass series. These are the 3 Crescent City books and the Accord Thorns and Roses series. As for knickknacks on this shelf, I just have this cute little succulent. This guy, which I think is so cute. So it's a oh my god, what's the name? A porcupine? No. I can't remember the name of this animal. Anyways, but it's made out of a book. I actually looked up the book, and it's The Witcher, one of the Witcher books. And then it has this cute little cat bow. And then I have a little one too that my boyfriend got me. And then I have a Beauty and the Beast music box here as well. Anyways, that goes with the Accord Thorns and Roses series, because the reason why I read Accord Thorns and Roses is because I was told it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and that is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So, alright. Now our second to last shelf, we have starting with a nonfiction book called On the Set, and then we go to The Witch's Heart, which is kind of a similar to The Song of Achilles and Circe, which are next to it. It's a Norse mythology retelling. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. So then we have Crossings, which actually I haven't completely read. I think I like DNF'd it. I don't know if I'm ever gonna read it again. It's kind of here, but it might be donated. I don't know. If you've read it, let me know what you thought. And then I have My Lady Jane, which I did actually read back in early high school, and then I just recently watched a TV show. I love that TV show so much. Highly recommend that and the book. And then Most Ardently, which I highly recommend it. I love that so much. It's a retelling of Pride and Prejudice. And then we have the Lunar Chronicles series. I really love that series. I think it was amazing. Highly recommend. And then the Powerless, Lauren Roberts series. I love that series so much. And then we go into the Leo Bardugo universe, the Grishaverse. So we have Ruin and Rising, Siege and Storm, Shadow and Bone, Six Crows, Cricket Kingdom, all those. If you're wondering where King of Scars and Rule of Wolves are, they're on the next shelf because I haven't read those ones yet. And then we have the Inheritance Games trilogy and The Brothers Hawthorne right there by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And then for knickknacks, I just have this little like terrarium thing. It's fake. And then another fake succulent, and then some little rocks that I think are cute. This last shelf is books that I haven't read yet. So we start with Trial of the Sun Queen, and then Rule of Wolves, King of Scars, and then The Phoenix King, and then The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And then we have 2 Chloe Gong books. So we have the Violet Heart Huntsman and These Violent Delights. Then we have the Hunger Games trilogy. No, I have not read the Hunger Games. I have watched movies, I have not read them. And then I don't know why this book made it here. I've read this book. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I read it. I don't know why it's on here. And then we have the Hazelwood, and then So Let Them Burn. And then we have the American Royal series. So I've read everything except for Rain, which is the last book, and I haven't read any of the novellas or anything, and I don't really plan to. And then for the knickknacks on this shelf, I have some Lego flowers that my boyfriend got me, and then this little old film reel camera that I got at a thrift store.